Hey you guys, this is Yolanda from Yology Holistic Wellness giving you your May energy update on what energies are around, your advice on how to handle them or what's to come. So for May right now, we all know that Mercury in retrograde is throwing a big party. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of technical problems. And there's a lot of triggers as we're going through a transition of the communication that our former self, that we're trying to transition from our former self. So this Mercury in retrograde, which does end on the 14th of May, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be experiencing a lot of distractions, which could be technical issues, internet problems, anything that's electronic, things of that nature. But also, I wanted to advise to you that it's really important right now to make sure that you spend time with yourself. Don't entertain, don't participate, don't react, don't get triggered. Just kind of proact, which is taking the awareness to step back and diffuse any problems with just sitting still in the presence, like being here at this moment. And definitely take time for yourself, because the more time you spend with yourself in meditation, delving into your spiritual practices, we disconnect from all the hustle and bustle that's happening around us. You may notice that within the next couple of weeks there may occur a few issues of like accidents or just be cautious when you're driving and things like that, because those are the things that unfortunately is involved with Mercury in retrograde. It's not just electrical problems, but the thing is that somehow the driving becomes another issue during Mercury in retrograde. So that doesn't mean be distracted by what's around you, but be aware of what's happening to you, which is keep your protection up. Make sure you practice discernment with your driving and stuff like that. Don't get involved in all the drama, and try to keep it hermit mode. So hermit mode is one thing, but you can still move forward with what it is that you need to move forward with by just acknowledging what you have to do or how you want to do it. Emphasize on letting go of the old. And so the energies that we're going to start off with is April. So April, these are the energies that you're transitioning into May. This is going to be the energy that you're kind of still working on, or you are going to be that maybe you've just evolved from. So the first one is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very divine and dignified. She is a woman who, or a person, doesn't have to be a woman. She's definitely feminine energy that brings in our creativity and intuition. She brings in the flow of where it is that we need to go at the right time. And this is your feminine energy. This is not anybody else's feminine energy. So this energy tells me to lead the month of May with your feminine energy. Do things to spark your goddess energy, or just your feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, to allow yourself to enjoy the creative aspect of yourself and flow to where it is that you need to be. Because unfortunately, Mercury in retrograde is all about the ego. And so the masculine energy is going to be almost like a ticking time bomb. And so you really don't want to overemphasize that or create more overactivity within the third eye by thinking and overanalyzing. So my suggestion is to do more creative arts project, do something that you have a passion for, ignite your soul, journal, get in touch with your intuition. Meditation and self-care spiritual practices are a requirement and a must during this time of period, because also when we allow ourselves to do those type of thing, we allow our bodies to disconnect from all senses. And we have 5 senses. So it's touch, hear, taste, smell, and seen. And so when we are overstimulated because of all the energies that are taking place, it can actually interfere with what it is that we're truly supposed to be feeling, and it heightens the nervous system. And that's something that you really don't want to heighten in this state at this period of time, because from now until the 14th, there have been days where it feels completely stagnant, and that's normal because that's a Mercury in retrograde thing. But then other days it feels like your energy is probably going to be scattered or all over the place in different directions. And this could be like something simple, like, I don't know, you wake up one morning and all of a sudden something comes up, and then this one thing leads to another thing, and then this thing leads to, something else, and then there's a whole nother situation that evolves from something totally different, so to speak. So it's really important to ground yourself, as is the Queen of Pentacles, because she is a grounded person. This card is telling you to be aware of your spending and how to save your money. And if you watched one of my last videos, I even said, during Mercury in retrograde, you really don't want to spend, like, you want to conserve your money, because it's not really a time to overspend. Okay, so that's just one of the energies to go into with May. The rest of it, you're gonna see what's going to come up. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is saying that there is a silver lining at the end within. There is a new opportunity that is coming. This could be maybe towards the end of Mercury in retrograde, that there is a new job, a new relationship, new rewards and finances. This could be also a blessing of a current relationship that you're in. It could be that you renew your relationship to a higher ascended state that brings more involvement and more balance within. So that is a positive thing. It's almost like your cup is going to be full fruition. There's a lot of doorways opening up for you. So this Mercury in retrograde is not a total bust, right? There's always something at the end to look forward to, regardless. And it doesn't mean to stop what you're doing during Mercury in retrograde and stick yourself in isolation. It just means to spend more time with yourself and to gather your thoughts and your actions and your plans, but not to make any sudden decisions. And so, look at that. So the month of May, all of your Queen of Pentacles energy that you came in with this month is going to lead you down to the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is someone who's loving, compassionate, very understanding, and nurturing. This is someone who is very empathic and very forgiving. So that tells me during the month of May, you're going to go through a transition where whatever it is or whoever it is that you're trying to forgive, you will actually complete that cycle. You will get to that point where you totally are able to surrender it, let it go, and let it just flow. And if this has already happened, then you're probably a little bit ahead than who I'm talking for. The next card for May is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is about community, enjoyment, hanging out, being one of the girls or the guys, and just having a lot of celebrations, having that community that supports you in everything that you want to be supported in. It's kind of like you have to pull the weeds to get to the flowers, right? And so what you're doing right now, the first couple of weeks of May, is you're digging out the weeds that you don't want anything to do with anymore. So you may notice that also that relationships come to an end, or that you decide to instill certain boundaries because you're tired of being treated a certain way, or you're aware of a cycle that you want to end. And so with that, the the community is telling you that there will be new people that you will step into or meet, so that way you're vibrating, because now you're vibrating at a higher frequency. So once you vibrate at a higher frequency, we attract like-minded individuals, and we may meet new people that have deeper, like a deeper sense of the same spiritual beliefs that we have, or their vibrations are just so high, we're on the same level. It's like you can be in the same room with them, you can think something, and they will say exactly what you're thinking. Those type of little things. So when you feel like you've met the right person, those are the type of things you want to pay attention to. Like, oh my God, she thought, she said what I thought, what I was thinking. Or like your ideas and concepts, without even saying it verbally, just is magnetic, and it comes together. So and it's in a positive way. It's not in a negative way. So remember, if you go back to my other video, spiritual narcissism, I identify what spiritual narcissism is about. And so spiritual narcissists, or any type of narcissist for that matter, will sometimes have abilities telepathically, but will use those abilities for their better benefit. So it's more of a egocentric type. So those are the ways you can decipher if a person is coming from a positive light or from a negative light. But for the month of May, it does look like your your circle of friends are going to be changing. You may notice that maybe once you forgive whomever or the situation, that maybe you may rekindle a relationship, but in a more positive way. Not the type of relationship that we speak about during Mercury in retrograde, where an ex comes back and they have negative behavior patterns, and they're like, oh, I've changed. Not in that example at all. This is a person whom is going to come in the situation with a better understanding, without judgment, and actually reach not even so much a compromise, because a compromise to me is when somebody is like really devaluing their values or putting themselves to the side to be accepted in some way, but more of an agreement that you guys are going to create a balance with your communication, because you guys are being receptive to each other, that sort of thing. So you may find that a relationship that was kind of sour may go into a higher elevated state as well. And the last card for May is going to be the Ten of Cups. Lots of cups, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of expansion, new ideas, finances are being recognized. You may be in time for a new promotion or a new raise. You may notice that there's an annual review coming up, and that you may get that increase, or you see a job and it may be time that job opportunity comes, or you may receive that promotion. As far as relationships, this is great. It's like health and wealth, everything that it is that you've been striving for, all the healing and the twists and turns that you've been kind of like having to deal with is coming to an end, and you are now able to sit tight and be comfortable and live contently in your luxury graciously. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that reading, and if you liked it, hit like below, and if you would like to be updated on more, just subscribe. Thank you. Peace out.